Ottawa, Canada's capital city, is stunning, historic, and depending who you talk to, is considered one of the best places to live. But for many people who moved here, the reality wasn't quite what they expected. From brutal winters to job market challenges, there are real reasons people end up regretting the move. Today, I'll break down the top complaints about living in Ottawa and help you decide if it's the right city for you. A quick question before we get into this: have you ever thought about moving to Ottawa? Or do you already live here? Let me know in the comments what you think. For those who don't know me, my name is Richard. I'm a real estate agent passionate about helping people make informed decisions about where to live in Canada. So naturally, this channel is all about Canadian real estate, and if you like that and you'd like to stay up to date, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's jump right into the biggest complaint. Winters in Ontario aren't just cold, they are extreme. But that's just the beginning. So if you're not a fan of the cold, Ottawa will test you. While most Canadians are used to cold weather, don't get me wrong, Canada is a little colder, but Ottawa takes it to another level. Temperatures that can drop well below -30°C, and when you factor in the wind chill, it feels even colder. Think frozen eyelashes, frostbite warnings, and cars that refuse to start unless you plug them in overnight. Winter doesn't just hit hard, it lasts long as well. From October to April, it's all about heavy coats, snow boots, and shoveling driveways. By February, most people are tired of sweeping road salt out of their homes and are dreaming of their next vacation to a warmer destination. And a quick fact for you, Ottawa gets an average of 70 inches of snow every year. That's quite a bit of snow. Snowbanks piled so high, it's like a maze when you're trying to walk out somewhere or drive. Walking becomes risky, especially when the freeze-thaw cycles turn sidewalks into skating rinks. Falls and injuries among the older residents are common. Now, if you are a fan of winter sports, you might love it. Ottawa has some of the best skating and skiing around. But if you're not, you're going to be spending a lot of time indoors. And while winter takes a toll on your energy, the cost of living might take an even bigger toll on your wallet. And that's the next reason: high cost of living. Some claim Ottawa isn't as expensive as Toronto or Vancouver, but like most bigger cities, it's far from cheap. And for many, the rising cost of living comes as a surprise. If you're moving from a smaller Canadian city like Halifax or even Winnipeg, the prices here can be shocking. Even smaller neighborhoods around Ottawa, like Canada and Orleans, are seeing price hikes. And just to give you a picture here, the average detached home in Ottawa is over $850,000, and it only goes up from there. And like most major cities, the demand for housing is growing faster than the supply. As people get priced out of the downtown core, they're moving further into the suburbs. While these areas can offer more affordable homes, it often comes with longer commutes and higher transportation costs. If you're renting, it's not much better. A one-bedroom apartment averages around $1,800 a month, where renting an entire 4 or 5-bedroom house will easily run you over $3,000 a month. Then we have the extra costs like utilities, property taxes, and commuting costs that just all add up quickly. And in winter, heating bills can be sky high. For anyone considering Ottawa, I just recommend creating a budget that accounts for housing costs, commuting, utilities, especially heating during those winter months. But even if you can manage the cost of living, Ottawa's quieter pace of life might be another surprise. Which leads me to the next reason: limited lifestyle and nightlife. Ottawa might be Canada's capital, and it does have great museums and galleries, but when it comes to nightlife entertainment, it's often called, well, boring. In major cities like Toronto or Vancouver, there's always something happening. Concert, a new restaurant opening, or a late night event of some sort. In Ottawa though, the pace is much slower, and it's noticeable, especially if you're used to that big city buzz. Now don't get this wrong, Ottawa does have amazing events like Blues Fest, Folk Fest, and the world famous Winterlude, but outside festivals, day-to-day life can feel repetitive. And if you're looking for consistent entertainment, these events are more seasonal, leaving large gaps in between. For real nightlife, it's common to hear residents joke that if you want a wild night out, you need to hop in your car and head for Montreal for the weekend. Ottawa offers safety, peace, and a more relaxed environment. Now, for families or people who prefer quieter neighborhoods, this could actually be a pro. But if you are are relying on the public transit to get around, you might have another reason for frustration, which leads me to my next point, public transit issues. So for those who rely on the public transit, Ottawa's systems can be a daily struggle. Ottawa's light rail transit, or the LRT, was supposed to make commuting easier, but instead it's been plagued with issues. We got delays, breakdowns, and even some derailments. Snow and ice often shut down the trains, which is kind of ironic for one of the world's coldest capitals. If you're not near the LRT line, you're going to be relying on buses, but overcrowding and unreliable schedules frustrate commuters. This next reason, though, is the biggest challenge that I see for anyone wanting to move to Ottawa, and that is the need to speak French. Many people don't realize just how bilingual Ottawa is until they arrive. With its proximity to Quebec and its role as the nation's capital, speaking both English and French are a huge asset. Ottawa being a home to Canada's federal government, which means many jobs, especially management roles, you'll be required to be fluent in English and French. And if you're not bilingual, your job options might be limited. And as we all know, learning a new language when you're a little bit older can be challenging. Now, not all jobs require French, but if you're ambitious, being bilingual is a massive advantage here. So if you're planning to move here, it's worth considering French language courses. Even basic proficiency can make a big difference in your career prospects. With that said, Ottawa does have its strengths. The city is beautiful in all 4 seasons, it's family friendly, and it offers great cultural festivals. If you're prepared for the challenges, Ottawa could still be the right fit. Though if you still feel that Ottawa just isn't quite for you, and you're thinking that Toronto may be a better fit, I've made just the video for you, where I break down the key red flags to understand before making a move there, so you can make a smart, informed, stress-free decision. I'll link that video right here, and while you watch that, I'm gonna go fly some drones.